What are you looking at? You'll never find the one until you become the one. Okay. Everyone's, not everyone, but like I think a lot of people are, chasing the one, I guess, and they're chasing that, that missing piece, that thing that'll, or that person that'll fill the void within themselves, and they think that they need another person to become, to become full, I guess, and they think that as soon as they find that person, they're gonna be happy and they're gonna be fulfilled. Okay, but I think that's a very retarded mindset, and you've been brainwashed by by Hollywood, okay, and all these romance movies. I think that you should work on yourself first, okay? Like before you want to bag the fine shites, you become the fine shites. Not just externally, not just face card, body card, but internally, okay? Like before you go out and find a relationship and whatever, and you go look for a wife, okay? You gotta become the one first, y'all. This is to the men and maybe to the women. I don't know if I have women viewers, but I probably do, cause I'm like gender neutral. I love women, but my mind drifted off a bit. But yeah, become the one first, okay? Become the one, okay? So I'm 15, right? And I be seeing like teens, like people my age, okay, young men and young women. They go out and like at a young age they be chasing each other, okay, like young men chasing like fine shites women, and women chasing like male manipulators, okay, and you know I feel like a lot of these people didn't get attention from their parents, okay. And I'm lucky I have pretty good parents, because like they gave me the social validation I needed, and they gave me the moral support I needed as a kid. But a lot of these guys, they look for that, you know, validation they lacked as a child in another person, in a guy, in a girl. Like they have mommy issues and daddy issues and stuff like that, okay? I think, mommy issues and daddy issues, maybe it doesn't really stem from the absence of your mom and dad, but like, I don't know, maybe like, okay, that's another subject um I am not supposed to talk about, because I am not educated on that topic, but I have a few opinions on it, and if you'd like to know that, comment, I guess. But yeah, a lot of these young men and young women, like, they seek the validation they needed from their parents in another person, I guess. Okay. Another reason too why people go out and look for the one, young men and young women look for the one, and their new crush and their new like talking stage situationship, whatever, I don't know the terms, is they have no purpose, okay, they have no goals, they have no ambition, they have no purpose, basically, okay. They just run around aimlessly, and they just like go about the process and go live life, and just like run around like aimless chickens, okay, like, and their mind is idle, and all they do is like doom scroll and play video games and it's like study, you know. I'm pretty lucky to have things to do, okay? Like I can train jiu-jitsu, I can lift some weights, I can go outside and just walk and you know, stuff like that, okay? I would say that I have a pretty purposeful life, I guess. Okay, but not everyone is gifted with that. Not everyone is you know not everyone has that outlet, okay? And they run around like aimless chickens and they go out and you know they to replace this lack of purpose, they fill it in with romantic partners, they fill it in with vices, they fill it in with the porno, with the vapes, with the what the alcoholic beverages, okay? Because they're aimless, you know. Because they're aimless chickens. And the solution to being an aimless chicken is to find an aim, okay? Find an aim. And we're gonna go back to the title of this video. Okay, you'll never find the one until you become the one, okay? Stop roaming around like an aimless chicken, okay? If you really want to find that that the one, that partner in life, you have to first become the one, okay? You have to first work on yourself, okay? If you're watching this and you're a young person like me, 15, 16, 17, maybe even 18, you're legal adult, old unk status, but I guess that's pretty young young people like me. I guess this is a wake-up call to go and work on yourself, okay? Instead of chasing women, okay? Instead of chasing men if you're a woman, okay? So stop looking for your next crush. Stop looking for the next fine shites. So the next fine shite to to plot on and to do some riz on, okay? And go work on yourself. This is a wake-up call for you. Go work on yourself, dude. Okay? You have a whole life to live. And you might not find that your wife right now, okay, when you're like 15 years old, or you might find your wife at 15 years old, who knows. But for most cases, the statistics show that a lot of high school lovey-doveys, it doesn't really work well, okay? So work on yourself first, because the statistics say that it's most probable that you'll find your partner if you just work on yourself, and you get into your 20s, and yeah, you'll find her eventually. Okay, a lot of rambling around. 9 minutes now. Goodbye. Thank you.